Hi, Clint here, Crimson Landscape, here to talk about your landscape design. Alrighty, a little bit of a difficult design because it's the way your sun is laid out. This is a little more complicated. This one can't be symmetrical because one side gets more sun than the other side, so we try to balance the colors, but also want to bring in a variety of colors. On shade tolerant landscapes, if you go with all green, the place just looks dark. So I try to go with more yellows and more lighter tones and try to mix in a flower or two just so we can get the contrast in the landscape bed. Again, just because the beds are a little bit darker, because the front of your house is a little bit darker, because it doesn't get quite as much sun. Okay, start on the right hand side. This crepe myrtle stays. Then we have simple daylilies here. Love daylilies, can't go wrong, easy to maintain. They do die back in winter, but other than that, great plant. Back here, this is a bit larger shrub. This is going to be a bridal wreath spirea. It'll get around 5 feet tall. Produces a really pretty white bloom in spring. Here is this is autumn sage. It produces a really pretty red bloom, and this brings in hummingbirds and some butterflies. Back here is a simple giant liripe. I wanted something that's a really good hardy plant as filler until the spirea gets larger. These are just simple dwarf Burford hollies. It's kind of a mainstay of shrubs. Pretty easy to maintain. It'll get around 4 feet tall if you let it. If you keep it trimmed up, it won't get as big. Rose Creek abelias in front. These have a really pretty white flower. This is going to be probably the most expensive plant out of all of them. I wanted one really showcase beautiful yellow plant, and this is going to be a candy corn spirea. Repeated the big blue liripe. Instead of seasonal flowers by the front door, I did giant variegated liripe. One of my favorite plants. I have a bunch of them in my house. This is probably the most common plant we install or I'd say the number one selling plant that we have, just for the simple fact that it's just a great plant. This side is a little bit different. I changed it up so it's similar colors in the back, but a different texture. Also wanted something that was a little rounder, that stayed a little bit smaller, that didn't look like a hedgerow, because I didn't want to block the porch. Dwarf Yopon hollies in back, Nandina's in front, give you a pop of reddish. Obsession's probably the one I'll pick because it stays a little bit more red all year. Hostas, love hostas, so I did some variegated hostas. I'm not sure which flavor of variegated because it just really depends on what they have in stock, but that corner is variegated. Hostas are full shade, can't get any sun, that's why they're only in this corner. Then underneath these two crepe myrtles here, I just did simple mondo grass so we have something green, fills in, mitigate erosion. Alright, I recommend replacing the steel. We'll go with a really nice, thicker, commercial, heavy-duty grade steel edge. It's not painted, so it'll rust a natural patina color. Looks really nice. Nothing in here is really high risk, so the risk of losing plants in spring, summer, winter are pretty low. And these plants aren't other than the spirea, from a price perspective, these plants are all relatively cost effective. You could go with larger sizes like the larger Burford holly, like a 7-gallon or a 7-gallon dwarf Yopon holly, but not necessary. If you don't mind giving it 2 or 3 years to really grow in, you'll be fine. And this will keep the price of the landscape pretty cost effective. Over here, you get quite a bit of erosion going on over here. Grass will not grow on this corner, so a good solution is we could just run a piece of steel edge, that same steel edge, curve it back towards a landscape bed so it looks natural. Obviously, this would be on a slight slope. We would incorporate the drain system. The drain system, you won't even know it's there. I put a surface drain system just so you know that in the plan it's there. We would grab this gutter. This gutter would bypass, come this way, hit the main drain system, and come out towards the yard. We try to get the drain probably halfway down the yard, closer to the sidewalk. Alrighty, that's really it on the front. Let me let you see above. I'll do lights in a second. Back, same thing. Want 3 drains back here. 1, 2, 3 drains. These 2 drains, if they're in the gravel, you would never even see. This drain is right here in the grass where it changes right before it gets to the gravel. Grab the gutter, of course, and move all that water to the front. This drain solution will solve your water issues in the back. I'm not even worried about it. If it's not in the budget now to do the gravel, then we certainly can come back later. It's just with nothing holding the dirt in place, erosion is going to take place. We could put sod instead. You could save a little money by prepping this area and putting grass over here. I don't see why, and there's really no reason why grass wouldn't grow in this space if you want to put grass back. I would go with St. Augustine just because that's what your neighbor has and that's what's slowly taking over your front yard. So we could sod this space as well if you want to save a little bit amount of money and you wanted a more of a usable space. This back corner over here, I know there's talked about putting a drain in here. This, I would say from 1 to 10, this being a 10 you got to do, I would say this is probably a 4. It's a nice to have, not a must have. I would definitely focus on the other areas, focus on the side yard, focus on the front landscape to get all that looking pretty first. And the second thing I'm going to consider is at some point you might want to upgrade your grass. The builder, when they built these houses, 15 years ago, they didn't invest the time and effort for prepping the yard. Plus you got 15 years of debris and dirt, erosion. So what we would do is come through and we would take all the sod off, till it, haul off the crappy soil, bring in new sandy loam compost mix, give it a really good base layer of sand, and install the sod. You'll be surprised at how just changing the soil out makes a huge difference in preparation for the sod. Last thing is drainage over here. We'd grab that gutter and I'd move that at least past the landscape bed or move it closer to the driveway. All right, last thing, let me just go over to lights. Lights, I mean, they're kind of expensive, but it's a great option. So we can do lights if you wanted to. You can do them for aesthetics and for security. Lights are a must. I have a bunch at my house. We give you a little remote control and you walk up to the light and you hit a button, it changes color. Like yesterday was the Army's birthday, 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, so I changed it to red, white, and blue. So it's a nice option. All right, next steps. If you like this design, we will price it out for you. And we can price some of the stuff a la carte. You just have to let us know exactly what you want us to price. If you want us to price the gravel or side of the house, if you want to price the sod on the side of the house, etc. Last thing. I know you're getting your roof redone. Just make sure, I highly recommend it. The standard gutters you have on your house right now are the 2x3 gutters, 2 inch by 3 inch. I highly recommend you tell your roofer or gutter guy, make sure they go with a 3 inch by 4 inch. It just moves a lot more water. All right, let me pause there. Oh, if you're a first time guest checking out one of our design videos and you have questions, you can just contact us at crimsonlandscape.com.